Welcome back, and welcome to Kalu Yala.
Jimmy wanted a video with all these past interns being like, oh, this was great about Kalu Yala, to prepare future interns. So that's what we're doing. We're filming a bunch of interns.
Welcome to Kalu Yala.
Welcome to Kalu Yala.
Welcome to Kalu Yala.
Where the river is your bathtub.
Where the rain is plentiful and so are the good times.
When you're presented with a moment where you're really, really uncomfortable, you just keep pushing through. And it's right after that that is always the most amazing.
You have to compromise some of your values in order to bring progress in increments.
I'm just gonna be honest, I don't really give a shit about Kalu Yala as a town. I don't care if it works or not. But while I'm here, I'm gonna work my damn hardest to make sure that this land is used responsibly.
Maybe it's not so much about this place, but it's about what happens next in the rest of the world after we all disperse.
We're struggling together to build better.
Expect the unexpected.
It's now week 10. Oh, it's week 10. Oh man, that's hard to say. If it's rough, I'm gonna have to leave this place.
I really don't feel like there's a way to actually pass down exactly what we've gone through. Each intern group is going to have to make a community of its own based on who's there at that time.
I'm emotional because I know this place is going to mean something to me forever, and I learned things about myself that I didn't know I needed to learn. You never take anything for granted ever again after having been a Kalu Yala.
Thank you, John. I'm going to meet with Jimmy for the job to discuss it and see what comes out of that.
I'm in a space of being kind of ready to leave. Not the place or the people, but this headspace. I'm kind of ready for my next chapter to start.
I feel like this is my chapter right now.
I don't feel like
I'm only halfway through it, not even. I feel like this is the beginning to the book of reference.
The 60 cows are coming right now, and they're coming all the way from San Miguel. Primary and most important thing of the farm is for us to completely feed this place ASAP. That's the mission of the farm. If we rotate cows properly on a pasture the way they're supposed to be rotated, then they only eat the grass to a certain height, and you can build soil. That's the natural system you need to imitate in order to do cattle ranching sustainably. We were told we would get funding. Cows will be here in 2 weeks. Cows will be here in a month because the money was coming, supposedly. And it didn't. It didn't come. We don't own the cows coming in. We're renting out pasture. I can't wait for funding for cows so that we can do it correctly, ecologically, sustainably, in a responsible manner so that we can feed Kalu Yala 100% with beef and dairy products.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Ew. Having big meeting days today?
Yeah, welcome to the Kalu Yala.
Yeah, thank you.
Executive office, also
This
known
office
as my
is
very
beautiful.
small one-bedroom apartment.
It's lovely.
So we all know I'm a disorganized mess. You've got an idea on that?
Yes.
Everyone knows that there's a lot of unopened emails in my inbox, which probably are from very nice people who could add a lot of value
I'm
to our
sure they
community
could.
going forward. My schedule is haphazard at best. How do we keep track of my calendar to make sure I'm actually where I'm supposed to be and that I'm available for a call or I'm not? It basically is like me driving fast and you holding my phone and us typing at people really quickly.
Okay, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, and swiping credit cards and then credit cards getting denied because they're being swiped too often and us having to call banks. Once you figure out how to deal with me, which
Might take some time and energy, you mean?
Esteban's almost got it, you know?
Almost. It's taken 4 years.
Yeah, we'll give you a whole advisory board.
I have to be your mother for this job.
I mean, I'm not my mother because she just lets me do whatever I want.
Oh,
so that's where I came from. It's not
Yeah, no, she's not involved.
Yeah.
That's not involved her.
Prioritize getting me in line and turning me into a resource for the company. So I feel like it could work really well for us to
Yay.
work together and get things done. I'm excited. I'm stoked.
Yay. Me too. Super stoked. Awesome.
To me, organized the students who are skeptical in order to drive all of us towards transparency and resolution, and that's why I hired her.
Thank you, Esteban.
Hi, congrats.
Every time we had meetings or he would give us class, he was super disorganized, and I was always like, dude, you need an assistant. But like I was saying it jokingly, and every time he looked at me like, oh, you want that job? And I was like, no, I really don't want that job. You look really hard to work with, but like I'm just telling you, you need an assistant. And then at some point, it happened.
Alrighty, so welcome to the last open mic night of fall semester.
Oh my God, it's the last day. I just like realized that. A lot of people are leaving tomorrow. I'm gonna be coming back next semester. Yay!
Who'd like to get it started?
I've not told anybody yet, just because I don't want to create tension. Maybe I wasn't the only one who would have been happy to get that job.
First, hold hands. So now, I want everyone to close their eyes, please. How wonderful to now have a place that would be so hard to leave. And how lucky we all are to have one another forever. Strangers in the jungle. Stranger now that we're leaving. Go fiercely in the direction of your aspirations, but never forget the pitter-patter of rain on the zinc roof. That's it.
Encore.
This is our last town hall, our last get together as the community that we are. And this is such an incredible group, and I feel so lucky to have met all of you. So what we can do now is just kind of give shout outs.
Thanks to Esteban for really coming out of his shell. At the beginning, he was super shy. I think that's great, man.
Nugs to Simon for teaching me not to judge a book by its cover.
To Katanya for her sauciness both in the kitchen and in the dance floor, which is anywhere.
We did it again, Kalu Yala alumni.
None of us will be separated. This is a piece of collective consciousness that we were all so deeply involved in. This is something that we all agreed to do long before we ever came into these fleshmobiles on this earth.
Mud fun! Mud
Saying goodbye to the good old valley.
I'm gonna give you these. This is like the passing of the torch, but instead it's the passing of the camp furniture. So I'm stepping down as the dean of Kalu Yala.
It's like the jungle wisdom,
The jungle
how to
wisdom.
survive
Uh-huh.
a semester as dean.
This is already broken,
These are
which
the
I think
keys. These are the
is a
keys.
metaphor.
Yeah, seems good.
You did it.
My main.
You did it, kid. I think Eileen is going to be the best person to be dean because she comes from creating really cool educational experiences.
I just love being challenged, and the learning that I've done in the past 2 months is unrivaled, probably in almost any other experience in my life.
There's a design thinking director opening, and we would love it if you would accept the position and the raise that comes with it.
Yeah, can I process?
You process,
Or-
talk to Esteban.
Let me know.
So nice to meet you.
I know. Yeah.
Also,
I think multiple times a day. It's like set change, mind change. Even now, thinking about next semester, I'm trying to get into the mindset of being dean and what that looks like and how we're going to solve some of the problems that have popped up this semester. The world's most sustainable modern town is such a vague statement. Do I trust Jimmy? What is Jimmy actually trying to do? Are the interns here to build a town, or are they here to learn? I want to make sure that
Kalu Yala achieves its potential. But there's also so many ways that it could just crash and burn so quickly.
We're just checking in, and we're excited that we're ready to actually get you the tools you need to get your job done.
The first thing in order would be to build a concrete treatment tank for bamboo. I'm meeting with Jimmy to ask for funds for the building of the hoop house, which is a greenhouse without walls, and in this case is being built out of bamboo. If I got the full funds for the bamboo hoop houses, I could treat the bamboo before we use it to build the hoop houses, which would extend the life of these hoop houses almost double.
Well, now hold on, because I thought we were building the hoop houses. That's what I was excited about the meeting.
Absolutely, yeah. So we have to treat the bamboo first to build the hoop houses. Because
They treat all bamboo and Bogava and David and Cerro Punta, all that bamboo is treated.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But we don't really need, it adds like a couple of years of life if we were building like residential buildings that had structural integrity requirements.
We have to treat the bamboo.
Interesting. So what's the structure for the bamboo treatment cost?
I don't have an exact cost on it, but I don't think it costs very much, and it's very quick to build as well.
Now I got to get my bamboo before I get my greenhouses.
Yes.
Assuming we start tomorrow, which is now the plan.
It's not very complicated.
In the last 10 weeks, I've really shown who I am as an individual here. On Monday, I find out if I get to come back as a staff member at Kalu Yala is the only form of employment I can really comprehend at this point. I've never cared so much about anything as much as I care about the success of this town.
I'm going to go paint a symbol of cunctipitence. Cunctipitence means influential as a result of the collective effort. The symbol is a bunch of arrows pointing inwards and outwards, which represents people coming together to create something and then taking what they learn and sharing it with the rest of the world.
Okay, our goal is to get this place nice and organized. Burn 'em!
That's nasty.
You going to Bocas, maybe?
I might take another teaching position somewhere else. Everybody kind of starting to shy away from the term sustainability, saying it's this buzzword that's too big and means too much to mean anything, but I think we know intuitively what it actually means to leave the earth better than you found it. I'll always take away the experience of living off of just solar panels and you know, river water and pipes that break all the time and mud everywhere. Now it's time for us to go to greener pastures, far, far away from here. Whether I'm a part of it or not, I'm happy that this is a place and an experiment that's happening. I'll never forget this experience. Never, ever. You mind your business, devil woman.
I'm thinking this is probably the first time I've actually sat and looked at the camp.
Go down the line!
When you're constantly moving, you don't have time to really think about things. You're consumed by everybody and everything that's going on. So all of a sudden when that goes, you become more present and you're like, oh, wait, what the f just happened the last 3 months? Where did it all go?
What did happen?
Where did it all go?
I ain't saying goodbye to anybody. They come and go. Everybody had such a positive experience, and this last week is when they finally get to realize that because it's over. Give it a month, and they'll all be emailing me to come right back. They'll all be like, oh, I forgot how much the real world sucks.
This is the first time I've lived in a community like this, and it's not gonna be fun to wake up and not have all of these people right next to me to learn from.
The people in my town are not like the people here, total opposite. So it'll be a little bit of a culture shock to go home. You just don't find a community like this every day. Why isn't life like this everywhere else? Why is this so hard for everybody to do?
This is a call to action for our generation.
I'm excited to go home to a country that unequivocally is right now. And I'm really, really excited to see where that goes. I think chaos is opportunity, and I think our country just became one of the most chaotic in the world.
Quit your crying and get out of here!
Say goodbye.
All right. Keep doing you.
I will. You do you too.
Goodbye, lovely people!
Ashley, let me know if you're actually leaving or not.
I actually think I'm supposed to be getting in that car.
So this could be real.
I think that I might not do it though.
But it's where you and me. I'm gonna stay here.
It didn't really work that way.
Are you sure?
All right. Bring it in.
Love you.
Just want to get home. That's it. I just want to get home. My dad has advanced Parkinson's. I need to be back there in Atlanta, surrounded by the family, with my dad.
¿Qué pasó del todo, Juan? Es que está muy grueso. Esta cañaza como se rajó, ella se alargó. Right now, right here, we're building the hoop house. It's kind of like a greenhouse, but without the walls. Function of this, especially in the rainy season, is to keep the intense amount of water off of the annual plants, which are like tomatoes and collard greens and peppers, and organically produce our annual vegetables all year round. And this whole structure is made out of bamboo. Bamboo's 1,000 times better for the environment than wood. Deforestation creates desertification. If we learn techniques on how to do more bamboo construction, I think it could definitely put a big halt on deforestation. If you cure the bamboo, sometimes it can last you even 30 years, and some people have stretched it on for more. This is not cured bamboo. And the issue is that I still haven't gotten the funds from Jimmy or Kalu Yala to treat the bamboo. I've continuously and almost aggressively asked for funds backed by proposals from Jimmy and Kalu Yala, and I've been given empty promises that it's coming, and it just doesn't show up. I'm growing more and more concerned over how money is handled and used here in Kalu Yala. It seems that it's being spent rather impulsively and not really being used for truly sustainable goals.
We raised a total this year of $700,000 once the last checks land. Like right now, the problem has been that growth of interest has been faster than growth of resources and capacity. And so this cash is letting us keep up with the demand, which means we can just keep the pedal down and go full speed into next year.
That's pretty awesome.
A lot of our investors are more mission driven. We've got a CFO, we've got a president, we've got a dean, we've got a director of research, we've got a head of faculty, we've got a programs coordinator, and everyone's got a master's, a PhD, teaching experience, they're full-time. They feel confident that we've got something that's working and that they want to support it, so.
Directors should have zero doubt. All staff should have zero doubt about the money.
I don't make the calls on the money at all. I kind of put a proposal forth and I'm like, hey, this is how much it'll cost. This is how much it'll be producing per month, and this is how long it'll take to pay itself. Oh, es que la punta está rajada. Mira que la punta está rajada. It's what the bamboo costs versus how many pounds of food we'll produce in here in just a year. So the structure basically pays for itself in a year. That's perhaps one disadvantage of it is that if it gets wet, it does rot and fall apart.
I'm really good at keeping in touch, so I will write you long things, and then you'll write me long things, and if you don't, then I'll be like, dude, remember you wanted to stay friends. Swimming. Whoa. I love Kemi.
I love you.
I love you too.
Because she is strong in the ways I've always wished I could be strong, and beautiful in the ways that I've always wished I could be beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I'll message you in like 20 minutes.
I think it's so cool to know that there's someone out there in the world that's like you.
I think we will do amazing things together.
I think so.
We're gonna like start a company or a revolution.
Okay, what's next?
Let's go through spring 2017. So one of the new hires is Claire.
I found out that I got hired to be the sustainability coordinator. So I'll be in charge of tracking all our resources and what they're consuming, and carbon footprints and water footprints and nitrogen footprints. So it's my first career. I have a lot to contribute, so it feels good that it's valued.
I found out this afternoon that they were not able to budgetarily fit me in, which I get it. It's money tight and priorities are elsewhere. I'm going to talk to Esteban and see if there's work trade opportunity where, you know, they don't have to pay me because I'm not here for money, and see what they say about that.
We're having meetings with the upper people. As soon as a meeting gets called, people get super nervous here.
Smell this place and I just want out. I just want out.
I was stressed out earlier. I haven't heard any bad news yet, so.
All right, number 4. Do I ring a bell?
Yeah.
Hello? Floor up.
Hello. I don't think you should come in. Ciao.
Jimmy's like, so I'm sorry, we gotta let you go. If you're not in it all the way, then most likely you shouldn't be in it. Let me get my shit together. All right. I don't like the people I work for. I don't trust them. I like the Valley. It's been a very big struggle.
We had some layoffs, as you guys know, and I know not everyone's happy, not everyone agrees with management decisions. We looked at the data that we had, and as management, we made a decision. Every semester, there is a chance that terminations will be coming when we do evaluations at the end. Okay? When you have the whole staff choose to want to keep working here and want to face those challenges again next semester, that's a hugely successful semester. We are always going to be evaluating and trying to make decisions to optimize the organization, the direction we're trying to take it. Anything else on that subject? Yeah, okay.
Next semester, I'm going to be head chef of Kalu Yala now. I can put systems into motion so it could be more sustainable. Little steps.
It's all good. It's most of the people that I love so much.
It was terrible. It was the absolute worst part of my job. We are this close-knit community that lives and breathes on each other always. You're like, no one I breathe on could be let go. It's 3 p.m. This concludes fall. We'll see you for spring.
Where Kalu Yala is positioned, we have a lot of different plants And we can take cuttings from those, we can take seeds from those, and we can make them available to people. That's Malabar spinach. But this is even more nutritional to like the kind of European spinach. The dream is to have a lot more people in Panama and elsewhere growing their own food. All you have to do is take off some of these leaves, eat the leaves, stick it in some water, and then 2 weeks later, you'll have a lot of roots growing and you can put that in soil. Really what that comes down to is kind of creating like a wholesale nursery. I think we could be shipping fairly large orders out as early as 3 or 4 months from now. Honestly though, like if you just look around, this is all just weeds. Stick some Okinawa spinach in there, do somebody a favor, you know? Or better yet, we have a business and they're like, oh, why didn't I plant? You know, and they go and they plant it and they give us a couple bucks and we keep producing more and we give it to more people. We could just be growing spinach up this wall here, but we're not. Oh, look, they've got papayas up there. That person's got a banana. People are growing kind of a mix of ornamentals and food plants, and if we could just give them even more food plants to be growing, they would probably buy them and probably start growing them. Look at these little vines, like that's all well and good, but why not just get some garlic vine growing? Seems simple enough.
Gonna go bathe in the river. Right when I wake up, this is where I go to. This is where I come to pray, meditate. Around the same time, we always come here and we split a can of sardines and just kind of reflect over the day. We are at a very unique time in human history where we have the choice to create this new world for the better, but this project is a for-profit business. I want to return to other eco-village communities that have resonated deeply within me. And honest to say, I just don't feel truly connected to the vision and the mission. The clock is ticking and I just gotta move on. We're on this buzzword train, this profitable trend called sustainability. A lot of people nowadays are realizing they could profit from this, but they're missing the point of not worshiping making money, but really just creating a different way of life.
Today I announced that I will be resigning. There's this idea that in order for things to evolve, you need to back it up with business. I think what I learned here is that I don't really have much faith in sustainable businesses. Feel-good, recyclable cups from a coffee shop will ever change what the f is happening in the world right now. Peaceful protests and picketing and Twitter hashtags will never be enough.
Tú no eres el hermano de Josué. What? It's like, no eres el hermano. No, why not? No, why?
Because I told everybody.
Yeah.
That's my brother, it's my brother. Oh, you're a friend for life.
Where are we in terms of being able to support 500 people on a consistent, reliable, regular basis?
Pretty good in terms of the supply itself, but the thing is the storage. Like the more storage, the better. Worked around with Ian and Zoe and showed everything that we've built, just passing down as much knowledge as I can. So this is the concrete tank that they built, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 years ago.
Mucho sucio el agua.
Sí. So this was originally connected, but I had to take this part, the flow valve, to repair the filter and de-rancho. My budget was frozen the first week of this semester because we needed the tanks, and that used up all my budget that I was given. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Okay.
There might be some pains with the water systems, but I still free, ready to go.
How are you?
Super tired, super stinky. I'm back, made it. A little skinnier with a mustache.
He looks like a 70s porn star.
Yeah, that's my bed for now, because who needs a mattress yet? So I've never really been on my own. After doing such meaningful work in Panama, and then going from doing that to just like hanging out and not doing anything, I felt really kind of helpless. Like, what am I doing? So I started applying to nonprofits, because it's like helping people.
My family has this perception of me that I'm just always seeking the party. There's always that fear, am I really this person? I learned at Kalu Yala, that's not me at all. I want to be a freaking farmer. I can be a farmer. And I can help people and I can educate people, and this is just the beginning.
I think I'm gonna have to do like 4 loads of laundry, because everything smells. I need to talk to my principal about possibility of going back to teach for this school year. The kids I teach here need me here. Just because our education system right now is like totally f***ed doesn't mean it has to stay that way. I'm gonna do some research on sustainable classrooms and composting, because I'm really stoked to do that, and I wanna do it here too.
This is my family. My pops. And then my brother Brandon. When he first passed away, like, people were having dreams about him and stuff. And I was upset because I wasn't. I was angry at myself. Like, why is this not happening? At Kalu Yala, I dreamt of my brother for the first time. I saw him laughing and smiling, and that was everything I needed. I've gained the emotional strength to be okay with, where I am.
It's weird having TVs. Why do we, why do we need 3 TVs? Now it's like, well, okay. Being at Kalu Yala changed me. I'm more intentional with all of my actions, I would say. Not even just from an environmental standpoint, but at the end of the day, I think I'm just like a better friend, a better worker, a better thinker, and like a better doer than I was before, which pretty much covers all my bases for being a person, I guess.
Thank you for this food, and bless it to our body, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you for letting us be together on this beautiful Thanksgiving Day, regardless of how we voted. For Christ's sake, amen.
All right, well, now that everyone is at the table, I would like to propose a toast.
I love living in the jungle, but
we're excited to see everyone in the family. I love you all, and thank you for sharing this moment and meal with me today. So cheers!
Dave was a little younger, so occasionally we were not as nice as we could have been today. We gave him the chance to win a pants wedding contest. Pants wedding contest, everyone's got to start at the same time. So 1, 2, 3, go! And Dave won.
So I was like, Dad, can I change my clothes? And he didn't know anything about the pant wedding contest, so he was like, no, why would you do that? And so I just kind of forlornly slung my head and wandered off. It's important the pie to whipped cream ratio is sufficient. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving and I love you.
I'm from the city. We didn't have farmers, so I'm not sure how you wound up this way.
I can't stop us, Dad.
Very small. You wanted to be a zookeeper, and then I guess a farmer. And somehow it just kept going. And then you.
Yeah, no, I really want to get into beekeeping, being able to reintegrate bees into our agricultural system. Right. I think there are a few different methods to do that. So I'm going to be going in, I'm going to be double majoring in biochemistry and sustainable agriculture.
And you know what I think, right? That if you want to learn about this stuff, you got to come down and do it.
I know, and I want to.
I mean, I know you're super smart and ready to go to school, but I think you would learn more.
How long are you going to be gone, and when are you coming back?
I came in like, okay, I'll give this place a year, and I'll see if, if I'm building enough things and I've got enough stuff in motion where I feel like I'm actually making a good impact there, then I'll stick around for longer.
Yeah, there's a lot of motivation for me to go do something like that. And
You're just so inspired by me.
Yeah, I was so inspired by you.
In factory farming, when there's so many chickens, you don't really make a relationship with any of them. But this isn't just food to me, they're like friends. There's a relationship. So I've gotten them used to being around me and they stay pretty calm. I think they're hungry too. Her prey instincts are off, I'm this huge creature who might eventually eat her, but her guard is completely down. It's pretty weird. Growing up, it was always very typical when a person comes after being away for a long time, or when they're leaving and they're going to be gone for a long time, you would usually slaughter an animal. Since I raised all these chickens, I think it'd be a nice going away thing to harvest one of the bigger chickens that I raised and then have Dario prepare it. He's a very good chef. I think it'll be nice for Chris to get that experience. This is the sacrifice, I guess you can say, for leaving.
Oh yeah. Tenga plato ahí, gracias.
Está acorde, sí. Muchas gracias.
Estómago lleno, corazón contento.
Yeah. Me, Dario, Ramon, and Chris. My two guys and my best buddy, just to sit down as, last supper with a good chicken. This is the greenhouse I built with my team. Everything's in. The beds are ready, the drip irrigation, the roof, the whole thing's made out of bamboo. I'm very happy with it. I could have done twice as much as I did, but they kept me waiting too long for funds, and I put in very detailed plans and very detailed proposals, and I made it pretty obvious, like, well, you invest this much in it, you'll get this much out of it, and feeding this place should be the #1 priority if it's about sustainability. It's not that out of reach to feed this place. I feel like my time is valuable, and maybe where that idea clashes is where I'm like, well, maybe I should go. When the world goes to shit, these guys are gonna make it. They're the ones who are gonna make it through. Most other people, they can't hunt, they can't even tie a knot, they can't trap food, they can't grow food. And when the shit hits the fan, these guys who are sitting at the bottom because they missing some teeth and they can't read, they're gonna be the ones on top. The tables will flip. I'm just gonna pack up my things and I'll be hiking out today. I came with this idea that I was coming to work and farm at a sustainable community. When I came, I realized that a lot of the things I thought about the place weren't exactly accurate.
I'm out here in the jungle on a weak connection, and I'm just trying to confirm these wires so we can get people paid.
So Josue has decided he's going to leave the community. I'm happy for him. He's so passionate, and he's leaving a lot of traction behind as he leaves. Josue is going to learn that. He's just 22, so he's going to figure out how his intensity feels condescending, and he'll learn how to use it more effectively to achieve his ethical goals. So,
sustainability has to be revolutionary. It has to be uncomfortable. It has to be from the ground up. And it's not so much about innovating, because most of these sustainable techniques have existed already for so long, but we're just so far removed from them. I do understand this idea that you got to back up change with business, but there are very egalitarian communities flourishing with beautiful farms, and everyone seems to be doing really well for themselves. Sustainability has to change the way you live, the way you see the world, the way you interact with each other.
I'm still looking for the anti-capitalist who doesn't want to get paid to work, or the person who gives away what they've got for free. Capitalism is a regenerative system. And when we start not just regenerating financial assets, but regenerating community assets, capitalism is the solution. It's the biggest system the world is sharing right now. So to make that system work saves the world faster than trying to destroy it and build a whole new system from scratch. You introduced me to the money-free town where there's thousands of people thriving. And I would love to replicate that model because I don't think it exists. Let's drink some coffee. Thousands of people have passed through here. And the ones who care enough about this place end up staying around and being connected to it. And the rest move on with life. But at the end of the day, the biggest hope at Kalu Yala is that Kalu Yala continues when I'm gone. Everyone thinks that being a boss is about telling people what to do, but we're all in service to each other. And that's what makes the company and the community both work. If our mission is to make the world a better place, it's our duty to bring as many students here as possible. So next semester, we're gonna have 150 interns. We're getting 1,500 applications a month. We can essentially fill a campus every month. It's about growing more food than ever. It's about producing more of our own power, producing less waste than ever. Most people who are modern town builders are obsessed with design. What they don't obsess enough over is creating jobs through building a local economy. We're more sustainable than just about any other place on earth. I'm trying to build a real town and reforest this entire valley. The whole key to success is that you never stop staring at your goal. Tenacity is staying focused on where you're going. The beautiful thing about having a compass that points north is you can go over a mountain or through a mountain, and either way you get where you're supposed to go. We're about to build a campus at the beach. We're about to do an urban campus in Panama City. We're about to go to Honduras. And then my response to Trump is I'm coming back home and going to West Virginia to build Kalu Yala. I think the way that we solve people like Donald Trump being able to appeal to voters by promising them jobs in depressed areas is we go create jobs in depressed areas. So it's going to be a fun couple of years.